Three. Ah, shit. There's a part of the video where it's still on the title screen, and then it starts to fade probably in 3, 2, 1. Hi, welcome to the Why I Am podcast. I had to look down because I didn't remember the name for 3 times. It's actually wrong on the second episode, too. So it is the Why I Am podcast, and this is the podcast for good advice for bad people. That's the slogan that I remember, definitely. And today we have my friend Nelson. We go way back into time.
Back in the day.
Yeah. And right now we're kind of just running out of guests. So, but I thought Nelson would be interesting to bring up because we've had a lot of stories together and a lot of moments that either I remember or I don't remember or whatever. So first thing about Nelson is like just tell them a little about yourself and like what you do.
My name is Nelson. I'm 26. I went to Green Run majority of my high school years, and then I transferred over to Tallwood in the middle of my senior year. Pretty much that's me. Yeah.
Okay, Nelson's not giving me everything, but basically like this dude's had a slew of jobs for the first like 5 years I known him. He's pretty much worked at IHOP.
Oh yeah, that was a long trial of my life. So after I graduated high school, I worked at IHOP. And
you were biking to IHOP too. I remember that.
At that point, I was walking too.
Yeah, you were biking. That was a solid like 3 miles from your place.
Oh yeah,
and that's before Lynnhaven opened up, so you couldn't even cut through that shit.
I had to cut through. What was that little like woodsy area?
Oh, 2-story.
2-story.
2-story. We used to play airsoft in.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah, but I just remember that, and I just think about back then in high school and how like, well, we met through my cousin because he used to go to Green Run. Yeah, Dennis. Is actually today is his birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Dennis. Yeah, even though it's not coming out till next week. But yeah. So like it was we met through him because we used to dance, and man, that was your senior year. Yeah. And that was like halfway through your senior year too.
I actually remember the same as that day I met you. I don't know what like day it fell on, but it was he invited me over to his house one day. I went over there and I see you sleep on the floor in the living room. So I'm like, okay. I didn't think no much of it.
I mean, that's pretty standard for Dennis, you know.
And he's like, yeah, this is my cousin. I was like, your cousin? This dude kind of big. I think he'd be your freaking uncle. But so, and that's the first day I met you right there. He was knocked out.
I don't even remember that. Well, I was knocked out, so I guess that makes sense. But dog, yeah. So, dude, that was like halfway through, and then that was probably right like at January. Right, or something like that.
Was it?
I don't even remember.
I think it was my.
It was your senior year.
Was it?
It was your senior year.
I transferred to Tallwood in January, so I knew you a little bit before then. So I'd probably be like November of that year before or something.
Yeah, that's probably right. And then I just remember because Dennis telling me like, "Hey, Nelson's." I was like, first of all, I was like, who the fuck's Nelson? He was like, well, my friend's going to Tallwood now. You know, look out for him. I was like, all right. And I just saw his black thing. I was like, oh, I remember you. And I was like, you're the dude that dances.
Oh, yeah.
And
I get down.
Yeah, that's when you look like Falcon from Marvel.
Oh, my God.
You're just a little more buffer than him.
Yeah.
But that's what you look like. Like,
I can
smooth skin.
I can see that.
Useless in the Marvel team, you know. But anyway, so yeah, we met in high school, and it was funny because he came in. That's like when everyone kind of aligned. Was that one year? Because that's when we did BBC, and we mentioned that in the last podcast.
Shoot, that's a sweet boy.
Yeah, we just did it off of bullshit too. Like we just did BBC, and BBC was a dance competition in our school. It was like fundraising for breast cancer from the 2013 class, I believe.
Yeah.
And it was just interesting because I just came back from Georgia, so I didn't really, I mean, I knew people, but I didn't really know people like that anymore because I was gone for about 1.5 to 2 years. And then, so I just started reconnecting with Joe and like other friends. And I just met like Derek and Jairus and John.
Oh, for real?
I just met them, that year.
I didn't know that. Damn.
No, I only knew Joe.
Oh, okay.
And someone else.
Wow.
Yeah, but like, and it was just interesting because, I just met Daniel because I remember because Joe was trying to get me to battle Daniel because apparently Daniel tutted before,
Oh, I remember that. Yeah,
and I was like, all right. I remember
he
because
wasn't ready. He wasn't ready.
yeah, Daniel. I remember battling DQ because he thought he was hot shit.
Oh, no, he trash.
Yeah, I mean he's a cool dude. I still see him every now and then.
Yeah, he's cool.
And then fucking yeah, we got together and we were all just hanging out, and then they're like BBC, and I was like, yeah, we should do it.
Yeah, we had a little group of people, so we were able to try out something different. We all had like similar kind of styles of
And
dance.
this is before Derek even knew how to choreo. This is before I knew how to
yeah.
choreo. That was my first choreo that
Yeah.
I taught, that I came up with.
Was it the Drake song?
It wasn't even the Drake song. It was from Tumblr. It was a fucking.
that's right. Yeah,
It was
fried rice.
Yeah, I know the Drake song. It's oh my god, I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember what song it was.
Oh my god, I gotta find that song.
I haven't seen one of our performances in like about a year, but I gotta watch some Jinx again because them Jinx are hilarious.
It was basically an Asian parody of that Drake song with Rihanna. The,
Yeah.
"Oh, nah, nah."
So I said something with fried rice. I just can't remember what else was in it.
Fried rice.
Peas, fried.
It was
rice.
just we just did it basically for a meme.
Okay.
We just did it because it was like, oh, we're Asian and we should do this, and which
Yeah.
is really dumb, but it worked, I guess.
It worked pretty well.
And then we had who was it? It was me, you, Derek, Jonas, Joe, Kevin Yang, Chris Leah.
Oh, Kevin Yang, man. Jeez.
Yeah, Kevin Yang. He was the opener. Remember that?
Oh yeah, man.
He hit it with that P Diddy side. I'm coming home. He crumped.
Yeah.
And I think that was the only part that he was in. I think he was in my choreo too, but that
Was
was
he?
pretty much it. Yeah. And then after that, it was oh crap.
We had John Gallozo.
Oh, John. Yeah,
Yeah.
we had John. I don't know why I forgot John. I'm trying to remember the order. That's why it's
Yeah.
like I remember Kevin went first, and then
It was Chris Leah after.
No, I think it was
Because I remember he did his little solo thing.
VJ was there too. No, his was right before mine.
Oh, okay.
His was right before.
Bro, your chain was dope. I ain't gonna lie. Still to this day.
Well, I planned it that way because I'm the one who planned it out. So I was like, I know I'm going last.
You're like, dude. Oh. I was like, oh my
Because
god.
that's before anyone started dancing to dubstep too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I brought that shit. And did Inspector Gadget dubstep? Yeah.
That thing hit hot. Oh my god.
Because everyone else was in the crowd too. I
Yeah.
told you guys, run in the crowd whenever this starts. I just remember that shit was sweet. And then we did Pretty Girl Rock at the end, and then the
Ooh,
dance
that
team
thing
got
was
mad at us
funny.
because we took their song,
Yeah.
but we did it better.
We
so
did
it
a
doesn't
whole lot
really
better.
it doesn't really matter. Like we did it better.
Yeah. So y'all took our
Because we
song.
were gonna do some dumbass. We were gonna do fancy footwork at the end, and I was like, nah, it's getting lame now. Yeah, I was like, nah. I mean, I like Chromeo, but it's kind of
Yeah.
starting to feel like step up 3. You know what I mean? Yeah, and then that was cool. We won.
Yeah. I don't even know if it was close actually, but you remember they spelled the thing wrong, the certificate we got.
I have that around here
God.
somewhere. I don't know. I literally just looked at it the other day.
Bro, they
Yeah,
spelled
it's a
congrat.
champion.
You champion? Is that what it
It's
was? Yeah, with a T. I was like,
Champion.
Mm.
Yeah, I was like, damn. You guys was the off-brand.
I know. That's something you would get from a green run school or something.
Yeah, that's fucked up because you went the green run. But no, that was dope, man. And then we did all that, and then
We just stuck together ever since.
yeah, pretty much. That was like 2011, so 8 years ago.
Going to Taco Bell after school every day.
Every day.
Eating them flatbreads, boy.
Yeah, the flatbread, the $1
Things-
flatbreads.
Oh my gosh. They don't come out with those anymore. I'm kind of upset about that.
Yeah, I mean they came back with the Fritos thing, but I mean,
Yeah.
what's that? You know, what I mean, like it was just insane because like, I mean that was our everyday. It was literally like go to school, get off,
Yeah.
go session.
My dad always asked me, what am I doing at the school? I'm like, I'm studying or staying back with a teacher.
Nah. We were sessioning going to Taco Bell.
I'm sorry, Dad.
We were sessioning at Michael Leah's room and going to
Oh,
Taco Bell.
yes. I'm playing Smash Bros.
Yeah. I mean, at least we weren't doing drugs. and shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But they don't believe me.
We were
I'm
all
black.
lame. We were all lame for doing to do that shit. But I mean, we were like, yeah, we're gonna battle, man. We're gonna battle.
Hit these beats.
That was insane. I mean, that was a pretty high time. And then like half of the group graduated.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it was
Me, Derek, Jairus, Kevin, Chris Leah.
yeah, and Chris and them. And you
Oh,
graduated
Stars.
too.
Yeah. Oh, Star. Yeah, I remember when he was dancing with us too.
That was before. That was before. That was after high school already.
Yeah.
But it was just I just remembered because like I remember the next year. That's when like I started going through all my shit, and it was just like I was literally Nelson would be home, and I'd be like, "Hey, you home?" And you're like, "Yeah." You're like, "Yeah, I'm not going to school today. Let me come over." And that was literally like almost at least once a week, almost.
Yeah. We had a blast though.
So. And that was the time too when no one was allowed at Nelson's house.
Oh,
so it was like,
yeah, everybody's scared of my dad.
Yeah, it was funny, man.
My dad's cool though. He's really cool now.
No, I thought he was cool before. I just thought it was funny because it'd be before like, hey, if you gotta use the bathroom, you can, but just don't look at anything when you go.
Don't make eye contact.
Don't look at anything. What do you mean?
Keep your head down. Man. Just feel for the walls.
But yeah, I'd be at his house like I said, at least once a week, man. I skipped a lot during senior year because I just thought like, man, I have it in the bag. I only got to pass 2 classes.
Yeah.
I mean, I passed every class, but it's just like, I go to school. If I'm gonna miss first room, I'm not gonna go the rest of the day. There's no point.
That's true. Yeah.
Then now I gotta plan a skip day where I go to first room and then skip the rest of the day. That's too much.
I wasn't even allowed to skip, man. Matter of fact, I was there at school on senior skip day. I was one of like the only 5 people there. It was fucking garbage.
I mean, I wasn't allowed to skip. I
was easier
by myself. Yeah. Well, not by myself, but basically because my parents were in Georgia.
True. Yeah.
I changed the form. You remember that form they give you at the beginning of the year?
For your mom's address and everything?
Yeah, and the number. I would change the number to my number.
So they call you instead?
Yeah, so they would call me, and I'd just be like, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
I know.
He's sick today.
Oh, sick, all right. Like,
sick of answering the phone from you bitches.
Sick of messing with these girls, man. Not that I mess with a lot of girls, but you know what I mean? Like, fucking.
Yeah.
And it was like, I mean, it was just interesting because I remember like stuff like before when you slept at my place for a bit and then you slept at Dennis's place for a bit. And it's just a lot of stuff happened within this last 8 years.
I think me and my parents got in an argument or something like that.
Yeah, and that was pretty common for you back in the day.
Yeah,
I'm glad it's not really like that.
Yeah, we good now. What was it? I think it was something because of me staying out late.
Yeah, because we would be hanging out with us.
Yeah, and he was like, "Fine, you don't want to come home? Don't come home." And I was like, "All right, fuck you." I stayed at Reggie's house for 3 days? Was it something like that?
Yeah, and then you stayed at Dennis's for the rest. But that's what I mean. Like you were biking. You were still working at IHOP, so you had to bike all the way there. And this is before anyone had cars.
Oh, I had Jairus.
Yeah, Jairus had a car. I had a car, but then I crashed it.
Oh yeah,
the rodeo.
Oh, that's long ago, right there.
That's a hot minute ago. Yeah. And then like, oh man, I just remembered all that, and I just remember everything, dude. Like I was trying to think of like what we're gonna talk about, and I was like, I mean, we can kind of just go off the cuff, but at the same time, like I still want to touch on some stuff, and it was just like, I was like, man, there's a lot that's actually happened in the last 8 years,
no doubt. Yeah.
And like I was just thinking about stuff like when I got drunk at Brent's place, and I remember what you said to me after that. Because that was like the first time you saw me cry or some shit.
Yeah, that shot shit out of me.
Yeah.
I never heard Jairus say I love you to anybody until that day because he was smacked.
Yeah, I never seen him like eat a whole loaf of bread. He doesn't believe he did that. I keep telling him, dude, when I walked in, you were eating a whole loaf of bread on
that couch. Yep.
Man. Yeah, that was a bad day for me to get drunk. But I mean, my dumbass is like,
I hit you emotionally. I was like, what's going on here? I was confused
because I didn't do all that back in the day. Like,
yeah.
I really showed all that, and then I remember you messaged me or something like the day after that, a couple of days, and I was like, man, that's really interesting. See you cry. I was like, why is it interesting? But okay, I get it.
It was different. I never expected it actually. That's like seeing my dad cry. I just never would have expected to see something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That was a little different in high school, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought I was thinking about that a lot after that. I remember because I was like, am I really not that emotive in that way, or am I like because this is why I started a podcast, because like it's not really to let me emote, but it's more like because I realized a long time ago that like a lot of people kind of just show certain sides, and I didn't want to do that anymore, especially with my friends, because I was like, if I'm just having my friends around just to show certain sides, it's like, what's the point of having my friends?
Exactly. Yeah, you want
I
to be
can't
real with
be
them.
all myself. You know what I mean? And that's why this is what a lot of the episodes are about. especially with like Abby, and I did CJ's episode, which comes out well tomorrow. So we talk about a lot of stuff like that, and it's like we know a lot of people, especially in high school, and even now sometimes people like just follow group trends, and it doesn't seem like they have their own individual personality.
Not at all. Yeah.
And it's just really interesting because like it seems like a lot of people in our group and our friends, not even just our group, just our friends that we have, kind of have that. They have their own individual personalities, and we don't have to worry about you know stuff like that, like groupthink and like people are pretty. I mean, not communicative. Or is that even a word? Like, but they do communicate when they need to.
Yeah.
You know what I
That's
mean?
true.
Like we'll bring out shit. Like I remember that one time we had that talk or whatever in the back of fucking backcourts before there was houses there.
Oh, who back there? Was it James back there?
Yes.
Or was that another day?
I don't know. It was some shit about that. We just had like a group talk because like there was like an imbalance. There was starting to become like this imbalance in the group where it's like people would only hang out with other people, and they're like, we get that. But the thing about it is like if you say you're gonna come chill with us and you're still doing your own thing, that's fine. But you're literally saying you're coming. Yeah. So it's like if you're just gonna be like, oh, we're just gonna chill. Like, I mean, I guess back in high school is a little bit different. We'd probably take that a little bit harsher back in high school. Like, well, you can't hang out with the whole group. But I mean, thinking about it now, it's more like, I mean, a lot of stuff is easier just to be like straight up about it. And like, you're not trying. I know you're not trying to hurt my feelings. I know you're not trying to hurt anyone else's feelings. That's just how it all laid out that day. And like, okay. I mean, we would have been salty back in the day, but probably for like an hour, and then been like, okay, whatever, let's go do something.
Exactly.
And my thing about it is like I said, it still kind of steeps in today about stuff like that, about like how people can't really communicate well enough.
Yeah, I feel like a huge part in life is communication. That's probably one of the main things. Huge part, dude. Yeah.
I've seen literal like relationships end just because people didn't want to communicate because they were too proud. They're too proud to do it. Too proud to say they messed up, or they say like even just not even like small shit too. Like I messed up by calling you a bitch because I was mad or some shit like that.
Something minute. Yeah,
it's just people just don't want to say they're wrong for some reason, or just
nobody wants to be wrong in life.
Yeah, and not even admit that they're wrong, but it's more just like it's literally just like this little bit, man. Yeah. Not like you killed someone, you know what I mean? Like you're not admitting to murder.
That's true.
Like it's relax, dude. Like it's okay. And they give up, and this is crazy because they follow this mindset forever now.
Oh, yeah.
That's something that's been so weird to me about other people because I kind of like have this problem with like relating to people because I'm not really like I guess bouncy like that.
I can see that.
Like I was like in the last episode, I kind of talked about this too with CJ. It's like people, they do like kind of think about this stuff, but only when stuff happens. And then when stuff happens, it's like that's like the worst time to make a judgment call.
Yeah.
So it's like, why don't they just think about this stuff? Not every day like I do. Like that's fucking insane. But like just generally, it's just like. I mean, I'm kind of obsessed with it because that's like my whole thing about like why I wanted to go to school for psychology, but I dropped out because like I would need to get a master's. Yeah. And I was like, fuck that. I can't. Oof. I mean, I like psychology a lot, but damn.
That's deep though. Psychology, I feel like is a huge, like a huge, not just class, but like a huge thing to be in because you're literally learning about like people's mental in a sense.
Yeah, and the thing about it too is psychology is not a solid science.
Yeah.
It's all up to interpretation by an individual. It's like when I got my therapist last year, like I went through a lot of people. I looked down a list of people and I had to go through it and talk to each person because I wanted to see what that person was like, because like I said, each person is going to do it differently. It's not like a book that says like, well, if you're feeling like this,
yeah,
no, because then everyone would be either depressed or have anxiety or social whatever, you know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah.
Everyone would have that in some form. So the person I ended up picking, the reason I picked him, well, first of all, because I was kind of looking for a guy. Not because I didn't want to talk to a girl, but I just felt like it'd be easier
to connect with. Yeah.
And secondly, I didn't want, like, not to sound messed up, but I wanted an ethnic guy because it would be easier to explain ethnic situations
True. Yeah.
instead of like individual personality. And so I went with the guy, older guy too. And I thought, like, in my head, like, if I can explain my situation to this older guy who's not the same ethnicity as me,
Mm-hmm.
then it's not me. You know what I mean? It's not the way I'm communicating.
Yeah.
It's just the situation is messed up. And that's what it came out to. Like, I explained it to him, not even in a sense of, because this is the thing too, is he was good at this. He didn't like, you know, he wasn't biased.
Yeah.
So he would be able to pick apart what sounded biased, what I was saying, even though I tried not to, but obviously we can't. Shut up. But anyways, it's like he would be able to pick apart what started sounding like I'm trying to lean towards me more towards the situation.
I see that. I got friends like Breon and Dennis who are very unbiased people, and when I get into get an argument with Faith or something or anybody else with like I'm having communication issues, because communication is key.
And it's hard as shit. Like,
Yeah.
I barely talk. I can't even remember the name of the podcast. Man.
Well, they can help me to pick like what I need to understand and other people's perspectives, and it's very critical to understand that stuff. So I'm getting the hang of it. I'm still like a very one way kind of person. So if it's not my way, it's no other way kind of thing. But I'm starting to open up and understand other people's perspective about things. So
I mean, that's great though. I mean, you can't. This is not one of those things where you could be like, "Well, you're fucking late." Like,
yeah,
it's not. I mean, with certain people in certain situations, maybe, but not like in terms of the whole grand scheme of things.
yeah,
There's no late, except for like if you're like 70 years old and like you're about to die. Then it's like that's the ultimate regret there. And you see it all the time in movies, but that's a real thing, man. People realize all this stuff later, and not even all this stuff, all the stuff that we haven't even realized yet. That's essential to being able to push on.
Yeah.
And not even in the sense of like just getting over things just to get over it. It's more like actually feeling fulfilled with something to be able to get over it.
I can see that. Yeah,
And it's just insane because like, man, like I mean, I want to say a lot of the people back in the days were like that because it was literally just survive. But we're not really in that situation, and that's why I brought you on, because you were kind of in that situation before. It was literally just do everything to survive. But now that we're kind of at a different place right now,
a better standpoint. Yeah,
now it's like instead of having that one goal of just surviving and just getting money to do this, it's like, well, now you have options. So what the fuck do you do?
yeah. So like back when I graduated high school, I was like so focused on moving out because I was like sick of my parents and everything like that. I was done with the house rules, so I wanted to get out of there. So when I did, I moved out. I think when I just turned 19. Actually, let me be honest. I got kicked out a week before I wanted to move out, and I moved in with Chris for about a week at his mom's house, and we just hung out and stuff like that. Then when I moved out, very first time I moved out with my friend Chris and his older sister. It was a good experience. Like there was no negatives about it. A huge common thing I've seen that we always had clothes on the floor somehow. It was always like right in front of the laundry room. So it was very like mutual about our house relationships and everything like that. I moved maybe 7 times since high school. So like every year usually, and it was actually really fun. I enjoyed every bit of it.
Yeah, you're pretty much the first one out of everyone. No, everyone pretty much still lives with their parents out of our group.
True. Still, yeah.
But that's like because honestly, it's because like, not saying there's like a separation of race and ethnicity thing, but it's like Filipinos, it's like a common thing to do that.
That's true. Yeah, stay in a household.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, but honestly, if anyone was in the situation you were in, I'm pretty sure they'd do the same thing.
no doubt. Yeah.
Because I mean, my cousins, they're half Filipino, but they did that. Two of them, one of them had to move all the way down to my mom's in Georgia just so he could finish high school 2 years later.
Wow.
But now he's in the army and like got 3 kids and a wife, and he's in Hawaii now, and
Bro.
he's doing great.
Jeez.
I mean, he's still probably struggling because he got 3 kids. It's hard, but
yeah.
in terms of how bad it could have been for him, because he was like running around with bad people,
Mm-hmm.
you know, guns and shit. Like his parents were more focused on proving who was the better parent because
Really?
they're separated, and
Oh, I can see that. Yeah.
yeah, and that's a pretty common thing among everyone. like especially in a separated house like that.
No doubt. When I was a kid, my mom she was a huge like drug addict. All she did was drink and smoke and stuff like that. And my dad was a sheriff at Virginia Beach Sheriff Department.
I didn't know he was a sheriff, dude.
Yeah, so having those two things in the same household was like very.
It doesn't make any sense.
No,
yeah.
it didn't. But I never saw my dad except for at night, and maybe in the morning sometimes because he always worked night shift. My mom, she was home usually in the mornings and she went to work. But I usually see her first. Then I think when I hit like 9 or 10, she didn't come home one day. And I was really shook about it. So I kept asking my dad, I was like, where's mom? It's been like 2-3 days now. And he didn't really give me an honest answer. But I didn't think much of it. So in my mind at that time, I felt like my mom was the one that raised me. And my dad was kind of like the guy who just was there every once in a while. Although he's been with me since day one kind of thing. Me and my brother, actually. So at that very moment, my dad was the only one to take care of my brother and I until I hit maybe 12, so it's about 2 years by himself. And I honestly didn't see his it's crazy now because I really
started to think about it.
So when I thought about it, I really see this man struggle because one time I think I was like when I was a kid, I lied to him and it threw him over the edge. I can see this stress build up to this very point, so I'm like, okay. And then he just started crying. He was like, why are you always lying to me? I was like, I don't know, just cause. But I was a kid, so
you're a kid. And then, but at the same time, like you start to see and remember all this stuff.
Yeah, man.
And this is why, like, I like to have people on here because it's a lot of people don't think about that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. Like, I keep bringing this one up because it's like the easiest and the simplest to explain. But like about religion, like, why are you? Well, not you specifically, but why is someone a certain religion? And most of the people will say it's because of their parents. And
yeah, most
I don't like challenging it because it's like kind of messed up of me. But at the same time, it's a true question. It's like, do you believe it because you actually believe it, or do you believe it because your parents believe it?
Yeah. I feel like you're guided into a certain direction, and some people stay in that direction, some people don't.
But that's the whole point of the podcast. It's like you should always question that, even if you still come out with the same answer. You'll have a deeper answer to you'll have a more personal answer to your reasons why you do things now, instead of just in the back of your head, it's like, well, I always did things like this, but why?
Yeah.
Why did you do it? Like, you know, like a lot of people like bagged on me because like I'm trying to go to school and like I'm finally in fucking ODU like after how many long, but the way I did it, they were like, well, you should be doing this, this, and this. I was like, nah, you don't understand. If I start doing this stuff, that's a new standard for me, and then I'm not gonna have time to do all the other stuff. So my priority is school.
Yeah,
even if I'm broke, like if I get through school first, I'll worry about all that stuff later. I'd rather be broke now, and get through school because I'm thinking like, well, I'm trying to think like long term, like what do I really want to do, and that took a while for me to figure out. And the thing about like that's why I was trying to connect it all back to like what you're saying about your dad and like how you were thinking about all that stuff. It's like no, like that's why I was talking about like no one really actually thinks about that why, and how that affected them growing up, and not even growing up, but even now. Like, why do they make decisions like a certain way now?
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, I always, not always, but a good amount of the people I talk to, it's like, it's either two directions. Either you're going to end up hating someone growing up that way, or you're going to end up having a deeper understanding of not even your parents or people that you know, but more like self and people in general, and how you interact with people that you do know, you don't know, how people interact with you. And it's just interesting because that's all we really need to know. We don't, I mean, my crazy ass, I'm trying to figure out everyone, and I do for the most part, in my own way. But at the same time, people like switching it up. That's why I always like not necessarily call people out on their shit, but it's more like when someone does something that's off their balance, and the way I see it in my head, it's like that doesn't make sense. That's why it's really easy for me to like see when people are like either struggling with something, like mentally, like a problem in general, or like if they're just trying to get away with something or something like that. It's really like lying. Like, I can tell people are lying pretty easily.
For real?
Yeah, like pretty fucking easily.
I'm terrible at it.
Yeah, but it's hard for you to lie.
Yeah.
See, I used to be really good at lying, but I don't do it anymore because it's just like, see, I keep talking about the same things on my podcast, but it's like I don't do it anymore because it's it's just too much work. It's a lot more work than it is to just
Yeah, keep up on the line.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like back in the day, I remember I used to tell people I had a kid. Remember that? Yeah, and because I had a little brother, and I didn't do it for clouder. I just thought it because I thought it was fucking
hilarious.
funny.
Yeah.
But I just remembered because Seth believed that shit for 5 years. He just found out like
What?
2 years ago.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
He was like, wait, I thought that was your son. I was like, dude, this dude's like 11. Fucking 25. What do you think I have him when I was 14, man? Like,
So stupid. Oh man.
I mean, I love Seth, but still, it's so funny because
Crazy.
I just don't like doing it anymore. And, you know, it's hard to keep up with all that. And it's literally just easier just to be up front and
Yeah.
face the music in a way. And, like, that was insane what you're talking about with your dad about how he, you know, he got mad at you for lying. And,
Mm-hmm.
like, yo, when I was a little kid, I used to lie a lot. I used to lie.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know why. Even about dumb stuff, too.
Yeah,
It's just
me
like,
too.
it's just, I think I was more fascinated in the fact that I was convincing enough for someone to believe me.
Mm-hmm. That consistent too. I was just terrible at it when I was a kid, but it just like it messed him up. Not to this day, but like it messed him up on the inside because he's dealing with so much stress. My dad was what 20 years older than me, so if I was 8, he was 28. So I'm 26 now. So me being stressed out like that from an 8-year-old,
and like
that would have
like
killed me.
9. Yeah, he's 20. You were 9, and your mom left, and
Yeah.
yo, that
So he's been raising us for this long by himself. I've eaten KFC, little lunch boxes. I've been eating Lunchables and cereal every day of my life.
hey, your genes are good as fuck though, dude.
Boy, oh boy.
Dog, I eat like one honey bun, and that's used to eat honey buns like every day. You'd get 2 from 7-Eleven, like
Yeah.
the ice ones too.
But we didn't have, like my dad never gave us allowance. Obviously he was the only person working and trying to take care of our household and us at the same time. But it's just like I feel to this moment like it makes me tear up and everything. But thinking about how much he went through at that time was like death kind of thing. I don't know if I could have done it myself.
Yeah,
So,
I say that about my parents too.
Yeah, so I give him props for that. Because I don't know if I could have done that myself. But he's a very strong guy.
I mean, apparently that dude getting swole now, which from what you've been saying.
Boy, he's huge, man. Oh my gosh, I'm going to the gym with him. We went to One Life the other day. My arm's still hurting. Every time I go to the gym with him, we kind of do the same stuff, but every time I'm hurting. Shoot, I try to keep up. Maybe the first 4 workouts, I'm there with him. Then fade after that. And I'm barely doing a curl and everything. Is terrible.
I got my little home gym right here. I got a 45 bar that doesn't even have plates on it yet because they're expensive. I got my
yes.
little. I've been trying to, man. Like,
Yeah.
like I don't know. I've been trying for a while, but I mean, within the last year, I think I've lost like 35 pounds, 40 pounds, something
That's
like that.
amazing. Yeah.
I didn't notice. I didn't notice till other people started saying something, and then I was
For
like,
real?
oh shit. Well, because I just wasn't eating because I was sad.
Yeah. Depression. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
actually like the opposite. People I feel like would eat more because they're depressed, right?
It depends because like
True.
sometimes like you feel like you need to overload on joy, and other times it just feels like you're numb. And I
see
think
that.
that's what I was feeling like. I was numb. Like I didn't want to. I was literally. I mean, even kind of now, it just kind of feels like I'm on autopilot. I'm just watching myself do things. I mean, I like when I play Call of Duty. I'm not a fuck. Like I'm usually not that good. That's why it's so
Really?
funny now that
Shit.
I'm like,
boy, oh boy.
I'm like, oh
Y'all
shit.
too fast for me. I think I was talking to Chris about it the other day. He was like, "Yeah, these dudes are over level 100. I was just hitting 50." I was like, "Yeah, bro, I can't put that much time into it."
Well, I had no life, man, and I was just playing gunfight, and gunfight levels you up fast.
For real?
Yeah, because it's like each kill's like 1,000 XP.
Oh damn.
Yeah, I was just playing it just to get better, and that's what it did both.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maxed out already. It's only been out for what, 3 weeks, if that.
not even like a week and a half or
Really?
2 weeks.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, it's so weird because we keep tangenting off, and I keep trying to come back, and then we tangent off. You see me trying. I'm like, all right, bring it back. Like, oh, you said you lied. I used to lie too, but then like,
What would say is next?
I don't know, man. But it's just like we just talk about your dad and how like because I mean, not really that my mom grew. I kind of grew up in a split home, kinda, because like my step parents have been there since I was born, so it's kind of more like I had 4 parents. But that's kind of a tangle in itself too, because my dad and my stepmom are really religious, and parents here are not really as religious.
I can see that.
Yeah, and like it was just like a whole growing up. Like I can get yelled at by my stepdad and I'd be all right, but then like when my dad just tells me he's disappointed in me, just like that, bawling on the phone, and he like, are you crying? I'm like,
I think so.
Yeah.
Man,
You
those
get
hurt.
yeah. You trying to stop? You trying to say yeah.
I don't know what that is, man.
I don't know what that is either. It's like you're like a dog trying to throw up, man. And you just can't stop. And it was really weird trying to grow up between like two people's perspectives, and that's why it was hard for me to, because before I would just be like, all right, with my dad I'll be really religious, whatever, and with my mom I'll be whatever. But then this started becoming like a task to do that, and then it's like, can I just do me?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like, and it started getting that way more once I left my mom's place and moved back up here from Georgia, because I guess my dad started seeing like I'm not really on my own, but like I have to kind of
Maintain yourself.
Yeah, I remember when I went to middle school, I went to Brandon, and he was like, "Hey, I'm not telling you to fight people, but if someone like starts doing something, you gotta stick up for yourself." And I was like,
"Shit."
Back then, I was like straight A's, and like I was part of Lego Robot Club.
Oh,
yeah, I was a programmer. It's pretty dope. Yo, but it was dope because they got these competitions, and like, they have this area you start, and it has this whole course, and you got to program the robot to do the course, but you can't touch it.
What?
Or you lose points. Yeah. But so I was like into all that stuff, and I was like really smart, and I was supposed to go to like magnet school.
Magnet school?
But I was like, man, I want to be cool. I want to go to Brandon. But my parents went there, and all my other friends are gonna go there. And I was like, oh man, yeah, I'm gonna be a G and shit. Like, I was like, me and that was back in the day, like wearing big ass shirts.
Oh
and,
yeah, I remember him
getting a new hat from AJ Wright when it was AJ Wright still.
Oh god,
like $10. You know what I mean? That's where you get the off-brand 5950 hats. Like, and I don't know. I just thought it was cool. And like, yeah, and I just thought it was funny because he told me that, and I was. But this is before I was like, yeah, I mean, I hope no one messes with me. This is before I knew I was like getting bigger. Like I was already like 5'7", I think.
Oh damn!
And I didn't even know that was tall. Shit. I didn't know I was strong. Okay, this is the first time I knew I was strong or stronger than a lot of the kids my age. Maybe not now, but back in the day.
Yeah.
Like I was at someone's birthday, and then there was like the coolest guy in class was there too. And they were like trying to be cool, and they were like arm wrestling everybody, and they were like, "Where'd you come arm wrestle?" I was like, "All right, I don't think I'm strong."
Yeah.
And I was like, ready to go, bam! I was like, "Oh shit, you guys are weak." He was a pretty athletic dude too. I thought that was a funny story because like you really don't know what you're capable of until you're put to that test.
Yeah, no doubt.
And that's like a good thing and a bad thing because you could do bad shit and you could do good shit.
When I was back when I was in high school, I was always on punishment every day. That's why my dad was asking me where I'm at school. Hanging with my friends, truly. But honestly, I don't want to tell you I'm studying. But when you found out, I'll be on lockdown for a week or two. No phone, no internet, nothing. So I always be stuck in my room. I'll just, all right, guess I gotta pump out some push-ups until I can't do no more. Here I am to this day. No I'm playing. But yeah, that's how I went through it. I hate
you do. You would just do push-ups till you.
Yeah, man.
You got tired.
I would start drawing. Although I suck at drawing, but I would draw something.
Like a weird looking box.
Yeah, man. Oh my god. I'm trying to make it 3-dimensional and shit like that. I was trash.
Yeah, I did the same shit.
That was like my junior and senior year. Always on punishment.
I mean, like, I never really got in trouble that much. I did when I was younger. Because I did some dumb shit. Like, I took a porno mag to school when I was in first grade.
I've done that too, actually. But it was like a gamer magazine. It's like one of these old school volleyball games. I think it came out on the GameCube or something. It was
like Dead or Alive type shit?
I want to say so, but I don't remember.
That's not even that bad. Mine was like porn. It was porn.
No, mine was like bikinis kind of thing.
Oh, that's not even that bad. You get in trouble for that?
Yeah, in 6th grade.
But did you get in trouble with your parents?
Oh yeah, no doubt. She
Just because you got in trouble at school, though, right?
yeah, well she took them, and she showed my parents and everything. I never got them back, which is very upsetting, but it's all good.
Nah, my dumbass let I like some girl like this clipping. It was like this big, of like a porn. I totally forgot about it, honestly, because like I don't know what happened to the magazine. I just totally forgot about it. And then fucking like, can you come to the principal's office? Like, you sure? And I got there and they were like, well,
Yeah,
you know,
got some narcs in this school.
her parents came and stuff like that.
Shit.
And I was like, it's so messed up because the people from my grade from back then, they still remember that.
Really?
I mean, it's cool. The guys are just joking. But
Yeah.
like, yo, you remember back in the first grade when you? I was like, yo, shut up.
I don't want to be remembered by that.
Fuck out of here. How do you still remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, I remember because my mom was hella pissed. She was pissed. She picked me up from school.
Shit.
And then did the same thing.
My nigga.
Yeah, pretty much. She was like, I mean, you're still punished by your mom, though. So that's why, like, for like until like I moved out of my mom's place, my bedtime was like 9.
For real?
Until I was like, yeah, like 16, and I was like, what the fuck am I going to sleep at 9 for?
I think my bedtime was at 9 until I graduated, actually. So I hated that shit because I got some.
Dude, I couldn't do anything though. I couldn't even like, I can understand not watching TV, okay,
Yeah.
but like I couldn't even play music like in my ear, like no headphones or
For
nothing.
real?
Yeah.
Dang.
And then my dad would come in and like play my PS3.
Oh,
And he'd be like, just turn around, face the wall. So
Yo, that's
I was
what-
like, man, face the wall. You're in my room
I
playing
know.
my PS3,
on my file.
Yeah.
What the hell?
playing my Call of Duty.
That's what Dennis does when Dominic sleep. You know,
Turn
around,
face
face the wall. I'm
Go to
like, yo, you sit right next to my man's.
It was so messed up because sometimes he wouldn't be just playing games. He'd be like watching YouTube. I'm like, Doc,
Like, get your own room.
yeah, like just if anything, bring it to your room, man. Like, Jesus Christ, that's my PS3 that I traded for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, god damn,
That's a struggle right there.
dude, that's fucking hilarious. And I was like, fucking 9 o'clock. I'm literally just. I think that's why like I have trouble sleeping now.
Really?
I literally just lay in bed for like 3 hours and not fall asleep because I can't.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'd kind of do the same thing back in the day. It's like, maybe 9 o'clock I'd be in bed, but I'd be literally just looking at the ceiling for like a solid hour to 2 hours.
I was trying to sneak my Game Boy late nights.
I didn't have a Game Boy. I only had like console shit.
What? Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Because when I asked for when the Game Boy Color came out, I asked for it, but then I got a GameCube, and I was like, no. I wanted a color because it's cool. You can bring it anywhere. But
That's
I
true.
was like, I'll take a GameCube too. But then I had Luigi's Mansion,
Oh, my God.
and that
was
scared
amazing.
the shit out of me back in the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And fucking like, I think I had Super Mario Sunshine, and that's the only 2 things I remember having on my GameCube. I don't know what happened to it.
Sunshine was hard. I mean, I just not recently got it, but I had it about like 5-6 years ago. And that's the first time I ever played it. But I mean, I was 20. It was easy by then, but still, it's like some objectives in that game was hard as hell.
Yeah, it's weird because
Yeah.
it's like find this one thing in one spot, then you're like, what the fuck? Like those things where you gotta like squirt the triangle and circle, and they'll show you a new spot, and I'm like, where the fuck is that?
Yeah.
How do I get there?
Running the whole map.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really interesting to see where we're at now, because especially with you, like if we could talk about it, like
Yeah.
you don't have a job right now.
Oh,
you
yeah,
you just
shit.
got let go like
8 days ago.
8 days ago.
Running strong, baby.
But it's insane because like I thought that was pretty cool because you said like they even offered you another job there.
Yeah.
and stuff, but you felt like like that.
So I started working at Checker Flag about 3 years ago. My friend TJ put me on. He's like, "Yeah, we got a valet position open. If you want to be a valet," I was like, "I hate driving cars. I don't like driving my own car, but I'll try it." So I did it. It was probably one of the best experiences of my life. And then my manager loved me so much he wanted to move me up. So I was like, "Okay, what do you want to move me up to?" She wanted to move me up to a service advisor or service consultant. I was like, nah. And she was like, yeah. So I was like, fuck. Okay. So I moved up. I was doing that for about, I'll say 2.5 years, until up and recently. But about maybe 5 months ago, they were all about like helping the customer and everything. But then they changed. I feel like they changed their morals and started being about prices. So they were selling brake light
They
bulbs.
started acting more like a business.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it fucked my mental kind of thing, and I couldn't deal with it. So I kind of I fell off on like what I wanted to do from there. So at that time, she asked me. We were doing like not reviews. I can't remember what it's called. It was like they do something every 6 months or every year, find out.
Like employee review.
Yeah, yeah.
Thing. Yeah.
She asked me. She was like, "How are you feeling in this position?" I was like, "I hate it. I'm depressed." She was like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Why?" I was like, "Honestly, I can't really explain it to you, but it's just like you have me selling brakes for $400 when our board says a different price. So you have me lying to a person, and I just feel like it's not right. Because you have me selling brake light bulbs or headlight bulbs for $30 a pop. It shouldn't make no damn sense. Yeah, so I was like, I can't do it. She's like, "Do you feel like you need to move up?" I was like, "Not at all. Actually, this is my cap out. If anything, I'm leaving after this. So I can't do it." So about 5 months ago, I started falling off with it, and it stressed me out so bad I had to take a vacation. So I went to St. Lucia.
That's right.
Yeah, best time of my life, man. I never been off more than a week since I graduated, so it was like it's huge. Just having to be away from the norm for so long was just amazing. Then that day I came back, I hung out a little bit. I think a few days later, my friend Dennis, he worked at Checker Flag too. He still works there actually. He called me. He was like, "Yeah, so they're talking about either having you or another advisor let go soon. So just be on edge." I was like, "Say no more. I'm not upset about it because honestly, I saw this day coming. Whatever happens, happens." Then it was like 3 days after that. Dennis told me, he was like, "Yeah, you getting let go either tomorrow or the next day."
Dude, it's insane. They don't even give you like a period after that. It's literally just like that day.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think they're supposed to, but depending on how cool you are with the manager and stuff like that, they should let you know.
Yeah, at least like, hey, like end of this week. You know what I mean?
Something.
Because it's insane. We still got to give 2 weeks. You know what I mean? To quit.
Yeah. So they pretty much let me go because of performance issues, which is, I can see it because I didn't sell like I should have.
You weren't feeling motivated.
No, I wasn't feeling the passion for it no more. So it's like me getting let go for that. I was completely understandable. Like I completely understood everything. My manager was crying and everything. I was like, "Why are you crying?" She's like, "It's sad." I was like, "Bitch, please, it's not sad.
We can hang out tomorrow."
It's a relief. I was like, "You doing me a favor."
That's great though.
Yeah. So I wasn't upset about it at all. But then after when I got home, I sent everybody like a little heartfelt message about how much they helped me grow in this life. Because without her, my manager, I would never know anything about like health insurance, like living by myself too much, and just like she helped me out with a lot of my mental. And she was crying and everything after I sent her that. She tried to call me. I was like, "I'm not answering. I don't want to deal with that emotion." So,
I ain't coming in.
Yeah. But then they kept trying to offer me positions. They offered me 2 more. I know 1 more at the same place and 2 more within the company. And I was like, "Nah, I'm good," because like I need to get out of this environment. Yeah. But I feel like the company was defeating or it was counteracting with my morals. So I just couldn't do it. But I was like, "Now I'm gonna take this opportunity to be a police officer, like I really wanted to since I was in high school." Yeah. So I'm just taking a little time off for myself, trying to not recoup, but like gather my mental and get myself back to where I wanted to be.
That's great though. That's insane because it's like kind of gone full circle because you're talking about how your dad was a sheriff and like,
yeah, exactly.
Now you want to be a police officer because I never knew that your dad was a sheriff. I remember you in high school saying you were thinking about, you and Chris were thinking about going to the police.
Yeah.
Before Chris went to the military,
and
then like, well, that's insane. I mean, like I guess it's just like one of those things where you saw opportunity and it's just like you're kind of just following.
Yeah. My dad, when he was a sheriff, I think he was doing it for about like 7 years. I can see, I don't know if it was just the job that made him angry, but just like He was just an angry
hard,
person.
It's a hard job, dude.
I'll bet, yeah. But
You gotta deal
after,
with literally every one of the citizens' bullshit.
yeah, exactly. Everybody, obviously, you're in the jail, so it's like you see all the negative people. Nobody has good intentions and stuff like that. But after that time period of his life, he started working for a different company, like Frito Lay. Shout out to Frito Lay, cause y'all come in the clutch.
Yeah, he had all the snacks.
Oh
man.
yeah, boy, Doritos, Cheetos, you name it.
He had the drinks too, man.
Oh, the beef jerky, the Matador.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, oh my
Flame.
god, I remember that shit, dude.
Then at that time period, he had a heart attack. I think it made him. I mean, he didn't even know he was having a heart attack actually. So shout out to my dad because he a thug. He didn't even know he was having a heart attack at the time until he got home or something that he wanted to get to the doctors and see what's going on. And when he found out, I guess it kind of changed his life, saying pretty much your life can end any time, and you want to build your relationships with everybody you can. So I feel like after that moment, our relationship we got really strong. We hang out 3 or 4 times a week now, especially when I'm off because I ain't doing nothing because I'm a broke nigga. So we go to the gym all the time. So it's pretty cool.
No, that's great, dude. Like, I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, not that there's anything wrong with like him fixing his life now, but
Yeah.
For my personal thing is I don't want to have to wait till something happens
Exactly. Yeah,
to figure all that out.
Yeah, it made me
because that scares me.
Mm-hmm.
Because like it's like, what if I have to die like in a year, even 5? They tell me I'm gonna die in 5 years. Like, what the fuck? That's not enough time.
Yeah.
To do all the shit I want to
Believe it or
do.
not, yeah.
Because damn, like, I find a girl like once every 5 years, man. Like, how the fuck am I supposed to do that? That doesn't give me time.
Not at all.
You know, and shit like that. And like me, like with all these friends and shit, it's insane. And that's why I try and not really necessarily think forward, but it's more like just be more wary of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Because obviously, like, we're all like in the same pool, and every time we make a ripple, it literally touches everyone, even if we don't think it does.
Exactly. I used to joke about when I was working at Checker Flag. Dennis used to ask me, he was like, "Bro, how you feeling today?" I'm like, "I feel like killing myself. I hate this shit. This is fucking bullshit." And he's like, "Bro, don't say that because it really, I feel like you really mean it." I was like, "Bro, I don't." But it's hard for him to believe it because since I've been off, I watched the whole thing of 13 Reasons Why on Netflix, and that thing was like sad. So I called Dennis like
you've
a
been
few days
noticing
ago.
the colors.
Yeah,
You've been noticing the colors.
I called him a few days ago. I was like, "Bro, I'm sorry for saying that all the time because like I feel like I since you watched this show too, I can understand where your perspective is coming from. So I'm sorry." He's like, "Yeah, bitch, so fuck you."
My thing is like I get that, but at the same time, because I've known people who said it and they were serious.
Yeah,
people freak out. To me, just even harsher when people mean it. Because it's like how do you handle that? How do you handle someone telling you that? And then usually what happens is someone will get mad. Like, because we had that with someone we know. I'm not gonna say his name. I said his already, so his name. But like with a situation like that, because he was sad.
Yeah.
And then my thing was like when because we ended up having to talk with their family about it. Remember that?
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out who you're talking about. Actually, I'm not gonna lie.
I'll tell you after. But like, so we met up with one of their family members, and we like talk because like he's like person's being like he's known to be suicidal, and the thing is like the thing about it was a lot of people of our friends were like mad at that person. I was like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah,
I felt like I was one of the only ones that had to like kind of like stick up for him, like and be like, you can't be mad at him, like because I've been suicidal before. Like I said, like people don't know how to take it. And it's hard to talk about, and the thing about it is if you're trying to be supportive to someone who is, you can't really be mad at them. Like I understand the frustration, I really do, but it's just like if the more you be mad at someone about that's their problem. They know that it's their problem. They know that they're the only ones that's gonna bring them out of it.
Yeah.
The more they're gonna distance themselves from that person.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's the worst part because it's like next thing you know, it's like they look fine. They look fine as fuck, but then the next thing you know, it's like that's where it starts. That's where it ends because then that person starts feeling so alone, even though they have all these people around them.
Exactly. Yeah. And they feel like nobody will understand their perspective, and I feel like communication, like I said before, is key. So
Mhm.
like you want to be able to touch everybody in the right way.
And you want to be able to open, like have people open to you.
Yeah,
So if you start cutting that communication off, they have no
exactly.
source for that, and it's just insane because like, I mean, I guess I've talked about it before with people,
Mhm.
and like they you know, it's like what I was talking about before about like me being sad and shit, like at the beginning of this. It's it's like more people don't want me to be sad, which
Mhm.
I get. That's cool, but that's not really a supportive role.
Yeah, you
It's more like just like, hey, don't be sad because you shouldn't be sad.
yeah, exactly. It's nothing.
Thanks, Barney. like, I mean, like, I kind of need, like, if that's, like, and I told a lot of people, if that's too much for you, let me know. I mean,
Mhm.
we're not saying I hate you or anything, but it's like, we can't really be cool like that.
Yeah, it's
And-
easier to be. It's easier said than done for being sad.
Yeah, and I was like, I was telling people, I was like, I kind of in this part of my life where I need friends not to hang out with. I need people in my life because they care. Kind of over all that stuff. Like, honestly, we all don't even hang out all the time anymore.
That's true. Yeah,
But at the same time, we're all still friends because I feel
pretty
like we all
close.
care.
yeah,
Like, to me, that's what matters more. Like, I don't give a shit if I don't see you for a year. Well, I mean, I do, but it's like, you know what I mean? It's
You
like,
still can pick up.
it means something better when, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I've been going through this past, like, year and a half. And it's so funny because a lot of people, not a lot, like, I say a lot of people because I don't like singling out
Yeah.
people, but it's like people would say, like, why are you questioning all your friends? I was like, this is because this is why. It's not even just for me, it's for them too, because it's like, what if what if they just haven't realized that they only feel obligated to me rather than actually wanting to be around me?
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want to do that to them because that's how I am. I'm nice. I guess I'm that kind of a person.
Mm-hmm. I
And-
take everybody's mindset in consideration now. So like when it comes to like the customers at Checker Flag, people like some of the technicians recommend $100 worth of stuff. So I'm like, I go to the customer. I'm like, honestly, you don't need all this. You just need these few things because I want to make it so you're financially unstable. I don't want to scare you with all this stuff, but it's just like I want to make it. Because honestly, I'm at that point I'm a advisor or a consultant, so I'm just gonna advise you in the best decision to make. I don't want to stray you from
And that's
your
how
mental.
that's how it should be though.
Yeah.
Like, to me, like, if as a consumer, I would rather go to that guy
Mhm.
than someone who's just trying to sell me stuff. And
Exactly.
that's why I don't, like, you know me, I do all my own car stuff because I
Yeah.
hate that. I hate dealing with that. Some dude tried to not pass me because like my steering rack was leaking, and I looked up the state inspection. And I was like, "There's literally nothing on here that
The
says
steering rack?
about
Shoot.
something like that." It was something like, or he said that I needed to change my fluid. It wasn't leaking. It wasn't even leaking. He said I needed to change my fluid,
Yeah, they can't do fluid checks for that.
and I was like, "I'm pretty sure there's nothing on." And I looked at it. There's nothing on here that says my fluid has to be a certain
Not at all.
thing. And I was like, "So I didn't pass." He was like, "No, well, I passed you still, but you still need." I was like, "No, you passed me still because I passed."
Yeah.
I was like, "I'll do the fluid at home." He was like, "Nah, but we got this vacuum pump." I was like, "No, I get it, but at the same time, I don't want it from you." Because you tried to sell me on it. And
Yeah.
tried to put it as a way of like,
Scaring
I
you.
need to do it because I'm not gonna pass.
Exactly.
Like, and I was like, man, get out of here, man.
I hate that.
Yeah, it's just like it's like taking advantage. And the thing is, like, I see how people see it as fair trade, and they're like, "Oh, business is business," blah 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 blah.
Mhm.
But it's like, this business is run by people still.
Yeah.
You know, like, businesses have to make money. Yeah, that's true. But I feel like you could make more. Oh, I don't know. I'm not a business owner, but you know, like, I'm more saturated customers by being.
Yeah. You want to be more understanding to them, if anything.
Just like, that's why I mean, it's cool like that you stuck with your morals through all that. And
Yeah, it's tough.
yeah, I get it because it's then it's like you're thinking about like, man, fuck, what
Yeah,
we gotta survive on that shit.
exactly. So if I don't
You got
sell,
that nice ass
I ain't
apartment
living.
now, like with the 2 stories and
that's
shit.
expensive, boy.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was like, God
Shit.
damn.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, you got all them lizards and that shit too.
Oh yeah, I
man.
got a whole closet full of geckos and Godzillas.
Oh my god. In about an hour. So like
That's it. Cool.
it just close out. So, anything you want to say, like what you've been doing, and well, I mean, I guess you've been saying what you've been doing.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, if like, because I know you still kind of post pill videos here and there.
Yeah, I guess
So
I
if you
posted
want-
more
if you
now.
want to plug that, like on, so tell them where to find you at on social media and
You
stuff.
can find me on Instagram, Nelly Busty Chops, literally how it sounds, or Twitter at Nelson Salez, SAHLEZ. That's where I'll be, I guess.
Yeah, he got some dope videos up there. We all used to play Kendama, but he's the only one that still kind of follows it.
Yeah.
I only play at school now.
Really?
Like, yeah, when I'm bored.
Yeah.
So I just play a little bit.
Whenever I come up with new ideas, I have to do it right then and there. If I don't land it, I don't stop playing.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
You get the whole Kaizen thing.
Yeah. Continuous improvement, baby.
Yeah. But what was I saying? Oh, the last thing we always do is what's your advice? What biggest lesson you've learned and the best lesson you can give?
Biggest lesson I've learned would have to be actually it plays both ways.
It's usually like that.
Yeah. For some reason I picked up something it made me think. I told the dentist a while ago, but a candle will not lose its flame by lighting another candle, kind of thing. So you always want to touch somebody else because you will never lose anything from it. You always gonna help the other person. Pretty much communication is key. So that's pretty much it.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's been the YIM podcast. I'm your host, Day One Reg. I forgot to say that at the beginning, even though I say it every video. This is my guest, Nelson Salez. Well, I don't even know if we're doing last names. I'm still thinking about that. Like, do we put last names in or not? And it's like, some people are like, I don't care.
You could, yeah.
So I don't care.
Don't matter.
But anyways, that's been the podcast. Catch us hopefully next week. I don't know if I have a guest. It might be just me, but see you guys later.
Peace.